What's up, AfterBuzzers? I am here with Isabella Gomez, Elena Alvarez on One Day at a Time for Netflix. And I have to say, I love this show. I'm obsessed with the show. And it's amazing because as a Latina, it's really nice to finally see representation and in the best way possible. What has been the best part of this journey for you over season 1 to season 3?
Gosh, I mean, it's only been good, so it's hard to choose the best thing, but I think it's been really becoming an artist and really getting to be in this artistic collaboration, not only with the cast, but the writers and the producers, and it's such a beautiful set to be a part of because we all love each other, we all want to be there, and we're all very excited about the content we're creating, so it's a dream job.
Well, you've been very vocal about the opportunities that you've had with this show and being creative, but not only that, but being a voice a lot for the LGBTQIA, I assume now that they've added that on, correct? A+, yes. So there's a lot to being part of that community, and you've been vocal about your research. What has that journey taught you throughout Elena's journey as well?
Well, it's definitely made me a lot more empathetic. It's made me a lot more worldly. I think it's taught me a lot, but it's also taught me how much I don't know and how much I have to learn still. I grew up in a bubble of privilege because I, have identified as straight, because I'm a light color Latina, and because of all of that. So, I was very ignorant coming into this show, and I'm still very ignorant about a lot of things because there's a lot of information, but it's taught me a lot about that. And it's also, God, I feel like one of the biggest things I've learned from the LGBTQ community is chosen family, and like really creating the environment you want to be in and the people you want to be around, which has been really nice and something I've applied to my life.
Yeah. Well, you guys have done so many hard topic issues, but in such a lighthearted way that it doesn't feel like you're being thrown a lot of information, and it's stemming a lot of conversations. You guys have talked about LGBTQI community. You've talked about your coming out to your father, about the stigma of that. You've talked about PTSD. What's been the biggest issue that you've been happy and proud to put on One Day at a Time?
I mean, definitely the LGBTQ, but I talk about that so much. You can find a million interviews about me talking about that. I think probably my second favorite, it's in this third season coming up, and it's about anxiety. I myself struggle with anxiety and have for many years, and so being able to portray that on TV and try to make it as accurate as possible and then normalize it has been so lovely. And especially our writers are phenomenal, and the way we get to talk about things and make sure that we're not beating people in the head with information, we're just having conversations and then educating people so they can make their own choices, it's a really great thing to be a part of.
And you have some amazing, amazing guest stars coming on this season. And I watched your Instagram stories, and it seems like you guys have such a good time. What was it like having Claire Stephane and everybody else on the show this season?
It was ridiculous. It was such a good time. We are on our third season, so we know our characters a lot better now. And so that pressure's kind of taken off, and that we get to just play. And then we had all of these people come in, and we just got to have a good time with them. And it was, the first episode of the season, the funeral, is Gloria Estefan, Stephanie Beatriz, and Melissa Fumero.
Also, I mean, you can't ask for any more. Like, you can't ask for any more. And you already got our Rita Moreno and Justina Machado. Yes. Like, who else could you ask for?
So it was like a big Latinx female empowerment party on set every day that week. And it's just so lovely to get to meet these people who are such icons and such stars and so talented, and then be so nice, so nurturing, so ready to give, and so excited to be there. And we had the best time.
What's been the best piece of advice that Justina and Rita have given you? Because these are women that have been in the industry for years, Latino women that have like paved the way for a lot of us to be able to do what we want to do, especially as women and Latinas. So what have they given you? Any type of advice?
I think between the both of them, I've gotten the gist of focus on your work, make sure that your work is there, because we're going to need to work 10 times harder than anybody else because of our last names. And also, though, know your worth. So it's a very fine balance of knowing what you deserve, but also being like, I need to be the best artist I can be so I can get these opportunities and represent my community well.
Now, outside of this, as an artist that you've grown over the last 3 years, what is it that we can look forward to? What's something that you want to be doing, and what's one thing that you're getting ready to do?
God, I'd love to film a movie. I haven't done that yet.
Put that out.
I'm putting it out into the universe. I'm going to book a movie really soon. I'm manifesting it into my life.
Exactly.
I'd love to do that. I'd love to do a character that's dramatic. I've said this before, but I always thought I was a dramatic actress. I didn't think I was funny at all. And then I booked a sitcom, which has been so lovely. But I'd love to go back to that and do maybe something a little bit more edgy, a little bit something like that, just to show some range. And yeah, what can we look forward to? I've been doing some voiceover, some animation stuff for Disney. I can't talk about much more than that yet.
Got it.
But it was really cool to do that. I had never done it before, and it's so freeing because I move a lot, as you can tell. And for screen, you're not really supposed to, but when you're in a booth, you can be as big as you want with your body and let that carry to your voice, which is very freeing for me as a Latina and as an actor.
Well, your acting chops have just like been astronomical over the last 3 seasons. So you are a dramatic actress, but I feel like it's really hard to be a comedic actress as well. I feel like you have to be able to do both.
I definitely think you should be able to do both, but it's so funny because people assume that comedy is easier because people are just laughing, and it is very well known in our industry that sitcom acting is the hardest because it's very specific and if you just watch auditions, sitcoms are so hard to get because you have to be very good at script analysis and breaking down and knowing comedy, so knowing the jokes and knowing the threes and knowing the turns, and then executing it in a way that's realistic but it's still funny. So it's been so lovely to get to watch. I mean, Todd Grinnell, I think, is a master.
Incredible.
It's a master of his craft. He's a master at sitcoms. And Justina Machado, I mean, Rita Moreno, she can make anything funny. Lines that are not supposed to be funny, she gets laughs on, and we're like, great. Cool. But I think it's very important to do both, especially in the industry now where it's so weird for actors right now and you never know where you're going to go. You need to be able to do it all.
Yeah, I agree. Well, congratulations on an amazing season. I've already seen a couple episodes. I'm excited to see the rest. I won't give any spoilers, but you guys be sure to go on Netflix on February 8th for One Day at a Time.